This is PJNET.TV, and this is my perspective and comments. In this video segment of My Perspective and Comments, we cover politics, society here and abroad, and the events of the day that are shaping our nation. PJNET.TV, My Perspective and Comment, coming to you with a worldview, one nation under God. Hello, this is My Perspective and Comments, and I would like us to talk here in the beginning of My Perspective. In the news this past week, South Carolina was in the news and bringing some positive news for the NCAA women, and you've probably can't help but hearing in the news regarding males competing against women in women's sports. But South Carolina here this past week, they are heavily Republican in legislature. The majorities in South Carolina. So the Republicans dominate in the House. Well, they passed out of the House this past Tuesday, banning males from female sports, despite the roadblocks and everything that the Democrats tried to attempt to delay the vote. In fact, they threw up to delay this thing. They threw out about estimated over 1,000 amendments to delay the process, but it did get passed and passed out of the legislature. I'd like to, at this point, talk about some of there's been a lot of states right now that have been putting together legislation, a lot of coming out of legislatures in some of these states, and I just want to briefly talk about some of the states that have already moved forward in this area. I'd like to start with Alabama. Republican Kay Ivey signed legislation restricting transgender students from participating at K to K-12 sports. Arkansas banned transgender athletes from joining female sports teams, and they became one of the first or few states to do so. Arkansas became the first state to pass a bill banning gender-affirming medical treatments for trans youth. Florida in the news, and America's governor standing up and signing a bill. And in fact, Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill banning transgender girls and women from playing on public school teams intended for athletes assigned a female at birth. Georgia, Idaho, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, North Carolina, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, West Virginia, all have had initiatives to push through and have legislation to ban transgender in their states. A lot are in. Some were pushed to the governor, and the governor said change the legislation here or there, and it didn't pass. So a lot are in process right now. Some that have been kicked down to the road for next legislation session when they come back together again. But these initiatives are moving forward, and again, we've had some victories in four or five states right now that have put in bills, and the governor has signed them. I'd like to have us take a look here at a video of a female swimmer who just recently ended up in a tie with Leah Thomas, excuse me, and she will be, you'll see here in this video her speaking out and talking to Tucker Carlson. So here, take a look at this interview of this female swimmer who tells her story in the tie and what happened on the awards stage and what took place there. So here, take a look at Tucker Carlson interviewing this female swimmer who tied Leah Thomas. Take a look.